Hola mis amigos, welcome back to the channel. Hey, today I've got a shotgun. Yeah, so this is the IWI Tavor TS12. It's a tube style shotgun, so it's fed by these 3 tubes. First, let me tell you what I've added to it. I added the Manicore Arms muzzle device, and I added the Manicore Arms extended charging handle. And I'm just running a Trigicon on top. So this is the MRO on a Scalar Works mount. So that's it. That's all I've done to it. That's the end of the video. All right, guys. So let's talk about this a little bit. We'll talk about some pros. We'll talk about some cons. And why I decided to pick this up. And I guess we can start with a little bit of the history, right? So this thing was introduced at SHOT Show 2018. I saw it, I was like, oh my God, I have to have it. It looks so freaking awesome, right? It looks like a Halo gun. So I guess they were having some issues with it. I'm not sure what the story is behind it, but it took them until 2020 to release this thing. And so in 2020 I paid 1,400 chicken nuggets for this. Let's talk about it a little bit more, and let's talk about what makes this such a cool platform. For starters, it's got an 18-inch barrel, guys. This thing has an 18-inch barrel. I'm sure the barrel starts somewhere around here. So, and this is a bullpup design. I don't know if there's very many other bullpup shotguns out there. I think there may be 2 or 3 of them out there. But I believe that of the bullpups that are out there, I think that this is probably your best option. In fact, I would go on to say that I would take this over a Beretta 1301. The Beretta is like 2,200 chicken nuggies. So that thing it's super expensive. And going into capacity, that thing only holds 7 rounds. This, my friends, if I ghost load this, I can hold 17 rounds. Yeah, you heard that right. 17 rounds of 2 3/4 inch shells. If I don't ghost load it, I'll hold 16 of them. It's got this full length rail on top, so you can add all kinds of stuff to the top of this. Whereas with the 1301, I believe it would just have like a small pick section in the back, if I'm not mistaken. So this thing, you can add all kinds of goodies, and it has M-LOK on both sides. This thing will accept 3-inch shells and 2 3/4 inch shells. It does have a gas system, as you can see right here. So it has an H, that is for the 3-inch shells, and it has an L on my side for the 2 3/4 inch shells. So depending on what you're shooting, this thing can do both. Hey guys, before I forget, this thing will take Benelli or Beretta chokes, and it came with 2 out of the box, an IC1 improved cylinder and an M for modified. It also came with the tool. All right, I think you guys have heard me yap enough. How about we get some shots down range with this thing? All right, stand by. So again, what makes this such an awesome platform is that you can load shells on the right and on the left hand side. So where that's a huge benefit is if you're moving, if you're in transition, right? If you're in transition, as you're transitioning, you can take your rounds and you can use your left hand and you can load onto the other port. So you can, as you're moving, you can be topping off, which is incredible, guys. That's the best way to run this thing. I'm shooting a mix of hollow points, or not hollow points, buckshot and slugs. So, and see, that's another thing with this, is that if you let's say you were in the military or police or whatever, police department, and let's say you wanted to breach a door, well, you could fill one of these tubes with slugs, right? So you could load up a slug, breach the door, flip the tube, and go back to whatever else you want to load it up with. You can have slugs, double aught buck. You can have, I don't know if he'll do less lethal rounds. We'll get into the ammo here in a second, but in the meantime, let me go ahead and load this guy up so we can take some shots. So see, they just press in. They just press into this tube right here. See, watch. Whoop. Oh, and I will say, the ammo is all, that's one thing with shotgun ammo, is that it says it's 2 3/4, but they don't always meet spec. So I have noticed that sometimes you can only get 4 shells into the tube instead of the 5 because of the ammo not being exactly the right dimension. All right, so I've loaded that tube up. Check this out. With your index finger, you press forward and you turn the tube to the next one that's available. Then we can take our ammo and load that one up. And I don't shoot that much shotgun stuff, guys, so I'm not very proficient with the loading, etc. I do know some people are like, man, they'll slide these rounds in super easy. Not me. I'm doing one at a time. All right, so again, press forward with your index finger and turn that tube to the empty slot. All right, here we go. And then load this guy up. Okay, so there's that. So now all 3 tubes are full. If I'm not mistaken, I think there's 4 in each tube. So 12, it didn't, the size of the cartridge was different. So then what you do is there's a little button back here. You press this little button, okay? What that does is it lifts one of the rounds onto the carrier, onto the, what is it called? The lifter. It puts one of the rounds on the lifter, right? So then when I'm loaded, right? So that's 1 in the chamber, then 1 in on the lifter, right? So then what I do is I go back to that tube right there, and I should be able to add 2 more to that. 1 and 2. So in this scenario, I have 14 rounds in this right now, only because the ammo was off spec. So let's go ahead and let's take some shots with this. Okay. All right, guys, here we go. Then press the button, turn, it'll load another round in. Press, there you go. Woo! And just like that, I'm out. Man, that is so cool. All right, I'm gonna give you guys an angle from this side. So here we go. Empty. Woohoo! All right, I'm gonna see how fast I can unload all the tubes. See that it took 1 in? So there's 1 in the chamber. Okay, and there we go. All tubes are loaded. I'm gonna do this on the buzzer. All right, here we go. Ooh, I would say that's pretty fast. Let me see. 621. 621 with 12 rounds. Pretty fast with a traditional shotgun, you would have shot 7 rounds, and then you would have had to been almost having to reload the whole thing again to get the rest of the shots off. So any of you guys out there with the 1301s, how about we do that? Let's do a challenge, how fast you can get 12 rounds off with your 1301, your 590, your 930s, your 940s. Let's see how fast you can get 12 rounds off compared to the TS12. So I still have some ammo. Let me go ahead and load back up, and we'll do that again. All right, speaking of ammo, that's something else I need to touch on. This thing is, when I first got it, it was very picky. It had to be 1,200 feet per second or more. So you couldn't just go to Walmart and get all the that cheap Walmart box ammo. It wouldn't cycle. It needs to have that more power in it, I guess. So there's that. There was also a break-in period with this. I believe I had maybe 4 or 5 issues with ammo within the first 100 rounds, and then afterwards this thing has been flawless. And this has, oh man, this thing probably has, I would say, about 1,000 rounds through it. It's just, this is one of those rifles that when someone sees it in the safe and we come out to shoot, they're like, hey, can you bring the Halo gun? And everyone loves to shoot this damn thing. So it has quite a few rounds through it. I need to get 2 more rounds into this tube so I can do the challenge for 12 rounds. I'll be right back. All right, I got the last 2 rounds that I needed to put in this thing so we can do that challenge. There's 1, and there's 2. And why don't I take this a step further? Let me do the whole ghost load thing. So I will have 14 rounds. So that would be 2 full tubes into a Beretta 1301. So what I'm gonna do first is, so it's already got 1 in the chamber, right? Then I'm going to drop the, what is it called again? It's whatever the little floppy thing is. Drop it. You hear something? You heard that? It took another one in. Then I'll turn that tube back here. That gives me space for 2 more rounds. 1 and 2. Okay? All right, so here we go. 14 rounds on the buzzer. Whew. Actually, that was 15 rounds. Golly. All right, check it out. 15 rounds. I don't know if you can see that. 15 rounds in 6.62 seconds. Damn, that's fast. Woo! Man, this thing is fun. Oh my God, it's so freaking hot out here, guys. All right, so you know what I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna try to do the double. Like, I don't know how they do it, but they put the ammo in their hand like this with 2, and then it worked. Wow, that is cool. Okay, turn this. Okay, you heard that? It loaded a round in. All right, I'm gonna try to do it again. See, there it is, double. Then come in. Oh, come on, there it is. Okay, I can do that again. Let's see. I'm shooting a combination of Cellular and Beloy and American Sniper. It's I don't even know where I got it, but that's what I'm shooting today. I'll roll in some pics of the ammo. All right, so this isn't too bad. If I had a dedicated shotgun shell caddy, I could just, boom, swipe them in. Let's see. Oh, son of a bitch. Okay, here we go. All right, see, and bam. But let's go ahead and take some shots. And let's see, I'm gonna take some shots this way so you guys can see it in action. All right, here we go. Oh, let me turn this brightness up a little bit. Okay, there you go. Okay, now this way. Cool, turn. Just like that. Woo, man. This thing is nice, guys. All right. Oh, this thing is available. Before I did the video, I checked around. There's plenty of them out there. So there's that. With your traditional semi-auto shotgun, you're probably looking at about maybe another foot on the end of this, maybe. So there's that. This is great for, you know, close quarters combat. And like I mentioned before, guys, just being able to, say you're like running from one target to the next and you need to be topping off as you're going, man, you have the option to be topping off on the left and on the right hand side. So if you're proficient, which, man, I know some people out there that are really good with the shotgun, like my homeboy Jose Diaz. I think he goes by the Gastronomidana Shamanashtish. And man, he's great with the shotgun. I bet if I put this in his hands, or if I let him borrow this for, I don't know, a week or two, he could destroy some matches with this thing. So, all right. Well, let me go get some more ammo and we'll close this puppy up. Whoo! Let me throw some more in here. See how easy this is? Man. Oh, I guess that would be another thing, is that it looks heavy, but it's not that heavy. Let me turn this tube, threw one in. One more here. Okay, then I can load, look, I can just put this on my chest, and then I can just load on the other side. So I'm loading 2 tubes at once. Oh, I keep dropping these shells. There we go. I think that should be it. Yeah, that's it. All right. And you can turn either way, so it doesn't matter which way you turn. Whew. Nice. All right, well, if you guys can't tell, I'm dripping out here, man. It's hot. Oh, the charging handle, it'll flip to the other side. So you can take this, you can put it on the other side if you want to. And then it does provide some M-lock slots, but man, I would just put like a flashlight or something on there. Something that is not very heavy, because this is it's not very rigid, this little cover. So I don't know, what do you guys think? You guys like this kind of content? I haven't really it's been on the channel before. I'll put a link down below. I did a comparison to my KSG. I know it's not apples to apples. That was apples to oranges. But so I have had this on the channel. It's just been a long time. So there it is. IWI Tavor TS12, guys. Woo! All right, I'm out. Oh, hey, I did mention I was going to show you guys what I was shooting. So it's American Sniper. This was a 12 gauge double auck buck, and this is 1400 FPS. Then I did also the American Sniper Sluggies. I did the Sluggies, and these are 1444. So that's some pretty fast stuff. And then I did this Cellier and Beloy, and this is buckshot, 12 3/4, and it says 9 double lock buck, but it doesn't tell me how fast this thing is, but it worked. So I just shot what, 10 of those boxes, and there's 10 in each. So I just shot 100 rounds of shotgun ammo, and I don't know, the recoil may seem pretty intense on the video, but it doesn't feel bad. The way it's weighted down towards the back, since it's a bullpup, it feels good. All right, now I gotta pick up all these casings, or these shells. What the hell? Let me do one more. Done. All right, now I'm out. Later, guys. Woo!